Welcome everybody to Usualmike Television, your home action figure news. And on today's news, we're going to talk about the Morphy find. What is the Morphy find? About 3 months ago, a gentleman met the CEO of Morphy Auctions and went in and said, I've got some Star Wars stuff I've had for years and years. The story is he's been collecting it on card for his kids. They didn't ever open it up or play with it or use it or anything. It sat in cases. It expanded to 300 to 400 figures. And now they're going to sell them at auction. That's coming up on February 1st. The tweet or the Facebook post reads this from the CEO of Morphy Auctions. A total warehouse find, over 450 Star Wars figures. All have been stored away in their original cardboard cases since 1980. Some pieces were added at later dates, but most were purchased in the early 80s. All sold at no reserve in our February 23 toy sale. This is a total fresh find. Still taking consignments for this monumental sale. Check us out, morphyauctions.com. And it is spectacular. The hoard of figures between 300 and 400 that have been unearthed came out of a closet in Illinois from a collector, which I said was heading for auction on the 1st of February. The owner of these wants to remain anonymous, therefore it's called the Morphy find because it's Morphy Auctions. The find includes some spectacular pieces, including Luke Skywalker, double telescoping lightsaber on card back, very very hard to get, Boba Fett's on Star Wars chases, Han Solo's, Princess Leia's, pretty much the first 21 figures are there. There's some minty figures on card, no price stickers on some of the early editions of them. When all these figures arrived at the auction house, there was a dozen cartons, and just think how many they could fit into those old school cartons. They are selling a carton of Yoda's, but they are grouping certain figures individually, some in lots of 4, but you can go and bid on some of these right now. The early bird packs there, a few of the early play sets are there. The catalogue alone is amazing. Just want to show you a little bit of a clip from Generation Skywalker's YouTube channel. After this, go and give them a sub. They're a tiny little channel, but they interviewed the guy who helped Morphy Auctions bring this to life for you to bid on February 1st. Let's have a look.
When we first started seeing the images appearing on Facebook and on the internet back in November, and I think everyone was just like, oh my god, what is happening? And I think how true they were, but the rumours that things were going to be going in lots and there was going to be sort of seven 20-back fets going in one auction, it got everyone pretty excited. But
well, the first response was fake, you're making this one fake, right? And then everybody was like, maybe it's not fake. And then they posted some more pictures, and it became clear that it was for real.
It just looked incredible. And just even, I think it's the scope. It's kind of amazing to see that many figures in one sort of photo or set of photos. But it's just mixed with the quality, I think. It's just those two things coming together, which is just incredible. And then you've got those sort of the real highlights, the Fets, the DT Lukes, and then just sort of some highlights on top. So it's just a real mix and just the amount of it. But if you want to just sort of going back a little bit, I wasn't aware myself of Morphys, obviously from the UK. They hadn't really been on my radar. But do you want to give us a quick intro into yourself, what you do for Morphys and to Morphys itself, please?
Sure. So I got connected with Morphy through their find. So when they posted the pictures and they started doing what you said, where they're like, "Hey, I'm going to sell all the Lukes together and all the Fets together and all this together," I'm like, you might want to rethink that.
Indeed.
So I sent them a message and I was like, "Hey, crazy find. I'm not too far from you guys. I'm about an hour and a half down the road drive." And I said, I've got no skin in this game, but if you want to try to do it a little bit different and kind of maximize what you're going to get out of this and make it positive for the collecting community, I'd be happy to help. And I'm sure they got a lot of those type of emails. And I don't know why, but he picked me and, had some phone conversations with him, texted back and forth a bunch of times. He's like, well, why don't you come up? And I went up there and my jaw hit the floor first.
Indeed, I can imagine.
And a lot of holy bleeps came out of my mouth, and he's like, get to work. I was like, okay. So, I worked with them to get things turned around, going from all of the Lukes and all the Leias and all the Vaders being individual lots to parsing them out and making them more accessible for the general community, right? I mean, not many people could afford an auction with eight 20-back Fets in it or whatever, or, 5 DT Lukes. Or even 4 or 5 12 backs. I mean, that starts to get pricey. And so, you know, obviously they've got a business and they've got requirements that they have and that they have to follow. So I had to straddle the line between what I thought was best for the collecting community and what they needed to do from a business perspective. And the vast majority of the lots are broken down into single figures now. You know, maybe it made sense to group them together. You know, you've got 3 or 4 Jedi carded figures that aren't going to be like a huge cost on them. So maybe throw those together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Power Force cards.
Yep.
But one in particular we definitely wanted to keep together was the box of Yodas.
Yes, that's incredible.
A shipper box with 24 Yodas in it. And they all stayed together, so I was happy about that one.
That is an incredible lot. Yeah, that's already... Is that up to about... Has it gone over 10 grand, I think, that lot already? I'm just having a flick through this afternoon.
To circle back, I'm just a collector. I am not employed by Morphy. I was lucky enough to be chosen to help them do this the right way. And that's really the affiliation.
And I think just every step of the way, it's like when the acrylic cases came in and all got started getting set out, and it just seemed to just really take shape and just, yeah, it just, as it's developed, it just looks fantastic. And those videos, I remember seeing those videos, that sort of sweeping shot with all the glass cases and them all just sort of like perfectly lined up symmetrically. It's just, yeah, museum quality stuff. It's absolutely incredible.
It is crazy. And I have to give the Morphy team a lot of credit because I came in with suggestions that were completely polar opposite to what they were planning on doing. And they listened.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, so there was no protection on them initially. I said, we got to get them in some cases. They're like, all right, cool, we're going to get these star cases and throw them in. I was like, how about if we do it this way? And they're like, but it's a lot more expensive. I said, you're talking about a $2,000-$3,000 figure. In a lot of these cases, you're going to cheap out on a $12, $15 case.
Indeed. You could have struck up some kind of commission deal with Ian's displays and said, how about I get...
Well, I did work with Ian, and he was very nice, and you know, I brought him in early on, and I said, look, this thing's crazy. They've got an immediate need.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce you guys, and you guys can figure it out, but here's the introduction. Have at it. They figured it out. So Ian was great. I'll give him some
yeah, no, he's a great guy. He's obviously, I know him back in the day in the UK collecting scene. Yeah. So the acrylics do bring so much to the table, and I think the display that you guys have put it in and the glass cabinets and having it in the acrylic just brings so much more to the party and just the display. So
again, I give them a lot of credit. They listened and they wanted to do it the right way, and they continue to want to do it the right way.
As you know, loving the vintage stuff of late. I'm really into it, and some of these I'd love to bid on. There's a Han Solo in there, I think it's $700. Wowzers. There are obviously plenty of figures I'd love to, but if you guys bid on anything right now and eventually win it, let me know down below. If you're watching this video later on, of course, the Morphy's auction, it will be spectacular. I want to see these things all sell because I want them in collectors' hands, not investors' hands. There's a difference there. It is kind of a once in a lifetime to see an auction from one collector or one collection come up like this. Usually when they have Star Wars one, it's from multiple sales. This is all from one person with all the cases and everything. The cases you can even bid on as well. They were apparently in a nice climate controlled place, which is not like where I'm melting under the lights here in the land down under. Good luck to any of you who collect them. It is something we'll keep an eye on. And I hope you guys out there who are watching get your hands on something from this auction. It'd be awesome. Just a quick news video today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the little video I made for my members, which everybody got to enjoy because I put the settings on incorrectly. YouTube a mistake. Not to worry. Enjoy watching the Kenner collection that I put up as well. And thank you once again for supporting my channel. All the links to memberships, merch, and affiliate links are in the description down below. Don't forget to hit subscribe, tap that little bell for notifications, and comment down below what you think of this awesome auction. And I will see you guys in the next video. All the best.